Hey guys, this is Tan, founder and CEO of Asian Efficiency. I'm here with my good friend Todd, and we're here in Austin, Texas right now at this beautiful resort. We're here for a mastermind, and I was just catching up with Todd, and we were talking about peak performance and productivity and how an elite performer thinks about that sort of stuff. So Todd has been working with billionaires, Olympic athletes, and executives, and just helping them with their peak performance and productivity. So Todd, how does an elite performer or somebody who wants to perform at the highest level think about productivity, and what do you see people doing wrong in a productivity world?
Yeah, so I think it's a unique way of framing it too. So I think the biggest mistakes that people are making when they're trying to think about productivity, and really fundamentally if you're working on productivity stuff, it's because there's something that you're unsatisfied with the results that you're getting on your field of play, right? There's just you're not working it right, or you're frustrated because you're working really hard, you're putting a lot of effort into what you're doing, but you're just not kind of bearing the fruit of all that kind of effort that you're putting out there. So I think the biggest mistake that people are making is they're so focused on finding the latest tool or the software or the app or the next little tactic that's going to help them kind of make a little bit of a win. And all those things are important. It's not that they're not important in the sequence of things, but at the end of the day, when we're working with Olympic athletes, or we're working with executives, people just like you as well, because you're an achiever, you're someone who's ambitious, you want something. There's no reason you're watching this video if you're not ambitious and you want something kind of more out of life. And I think it's really important is to get the mindset right, and asking that right question at the very beginning. And that would be, what at the end of the day, what is it costing me because of the way that I'm working right now? Or why do I want this so badly? And so when you're looking at the software tool, that's really cool and that's really neat that Tan uses it or Todd uses it or whatever, but is that gonna help me, and why do I want this so badly? Because once you've figured out what that kind of resonant emotion is for you, whether it's a positive one or a negative one, some of the greatest changes that have been ever made amongst clients of mine have been because of rage and anger, because of whatever situation that there is. So getting really clear about why it is that you want to make this change, because then from there, you'll go through any amount of how to do that. So if you're someone who's you've got an endless supply of great apps and tools and daily planners or whatever the case is for you to get, but you're not using them, it's because you're just fundamentally not clear about what that end result is for you.
So there's something missing here.
Something missing up there, yeah. Because once you know what that thing is for you, you won't have as much friction in the process. Because at the end of the day, anytime you're changing something productivity-wise, never forget, you're trying to change something that is going to be difficult because you haven't done it yet. It's a new habit, it's a new routine. And so we need to adopt a mindset of, I am going to be 100% committed to this thing. Because if I am not 100% committed to this thing, that means I'm 100% committed to that other thing, which is what I don't want. It means by you choosing to be 100% committed to implementation of the amazing systems that you put out in front of people, whether it's on email or productivity and all the things that you guys have, then that means you're 100% committed to having something else, which isn't what you want. And I think framing it that way, it's hey, what are you giving up by not actually following through on this? Because what's waiting for you on the other side, if you actually do follow through, is a version of yourself and the version of the day that you've got ahead of you that you have no idea what that thing's gonna produce for you. And that for me is really exciting.
Super, super important. And you've been working on this program and on just people's performance, executives, Olympic athletes, billionaires over the last 25 years.
Yeah.
And so recently you put this program together. Can you tell me a little bit more about this program?
Yeah, so I've got a program called 9 Day a Year, which is a high performance operating system. It started in the sports space, working with athletes on, how can we get them to show up on the field of play with the same capabilities that they're showing up on the practice field. It's a classic case of you go to the driving range and you look really great there, but then when you get on the, the tee box, you can't seem to hit that drive the same way. So, working with them on that. And then it went into the corporate space. So Goldman Sachs uses it, and Shell and Chevron, all these big companies. And I just recently brought it into the entrepreneurial space in the last about, 4.5, 5 years. And it is the operating system for how you work on achieving your big goals that align with your vision, and then those projects. Because at the end of the day, if you're a business owner, the strategy that you take to your market is actually reflected in the choice of projects that you use. That's really just what strategy is in our world, is the projects that you use. Well, how well are those projects aligned to those goals that you have. And then when you show up on the field of play, which the field of play for us is our calendar, when you show up on the field of play of your calendar, how well are those activities that you've got aligned to finishing projects? And then the completion of projects has got to be top of mind so that we actually have done things that are out there, because the last thing you want is 50 half-built bridges, which is nothing but a sign of a ton of wasted effort and nothing to bear fruit for us. No customers coming into our business or products and services going out. So the 90 Year is there to help build bridges constantly for people and put a high-performance system in place. And we talk about productivity, but it's really from a meta perspective. We talk about performance and how can we implement a system to make that happen for you.
Yeah, this is a program that I highly recommend. So you have a free video series that you have out there?
Yeah, we got a 90 Year workshop series, which is all about getting people really clear about just the threats that are we're facing right now, moving into and living in this world where distraction and
it's just hard to focus, do deep work.
It's just a reality. We've got huge companies like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram that are spending, hundreds of millions of dollars every month on their programs to see how much time they can keep us inside of their applications. And we need to be able to fight that, that urge to stay in there. But so we have a workshop series to help people get really clear about what your goals are as well, that are going to make a really big impact on the field that you're standing on. And it's completely free. I'm sure you've probably got a link on the page here right below that people can grab it. So
if you're really interested in this topic and you want to learn more about the 90 Year program that Todd has put together and the free video series, go check it out right now. There's a link on this page. Just click on that and you'll be able to get access to everything right away. So I highly recommend you go check it out right now.
Thank you. And just as a final point too, the guys over here that are playing, what's the game called again over here? This is, it's a beanbag toss game, essentially. We just got done doing a session with them on high performance, and they're crushing it right now. So anyways, see you, everyone.
See you guys.